All right, what's up, guys? I got your secret to six-pack abs along with 1,200 other videos on YouTube that give you the secret to six-pack abs. So if you're still searching for the secret, keep on searching. You're probably just avoiding some very obvious and easy solutions, like eat in a caloric deficit until you're lean enough and train your abs until you're big enough to see. So that's the spoiler alert. If you don't want to follow along anymore, I'm going to make this extremely simple. Having six-pack abs could not be easier. It's actually as far as what is on paper needs to occur, but the actual actions, like lots of things in life, require commitment and long-term adherence for you to have abs. So how do you have abs? You have two options. Same as any other muscle group in your body. You can either make the actual abs, the rectus abdominis six-pack muscles bigger, if that's what you're talking about, you want to see your six-pack. You can make those muscles bigger, and you can have yourself lose body fat. Those are the only two factors that will really go into having a six-pack. So as far as the abs being bigger, you want to know the things that you want to know for every other muscle group. You want to train them the same as every other muscle group, and you want to train with the goal of making those muscles bigger. If you make them bigger and you still can't see them, it means that you are too fat, so you need to lose some body fat. Again, if you're confused about how to lose body fat, you're probably doing the same thing. You're searching around online, trying to make things overly complicated. All you really need to do is adhere to a good diet, do some training, get yourself in a caloric deficit, and adhere to that long enough until your body fat's at a good level. So there you go. I just gave all the nutrition secrets away in 30 seconds there. So let's talk about how do you make your abs bigger. And we're just going to break into some very simple anatomy. As with all my drawings, I mean, I was again commissioned Disney and Pixar and all those big production things to make this, this beauty that we have right here. But I wanted to draw this again in a way that's, I don't care about 100%, anatomical accuracy or whatever. I just want something that's clear and understandable. So as far as your six-pack abs are concerned, the function of what they do, they actively produce spinal flexion. And so again, in this sweet drawing here, these little vertebrae comprise your spine. This is your pelvis. These are your ribs. Again, if you're looking for something pretty, sorry, go somewhere else. And so basically, those muscles, again, there's a little bit more complexity when we're talking bracing, how they work with other muscle groups. Yes, they're involved with things with rotation and all that good stuff. But as far as the main way you would want to train them, the same as any other muscle, what function do they do produce concentrically? What do they do eccentrically? And how are we going to train them that way? They pretty much exist between the top of your pelvis and the bottom of your ribs. So like any other muscle, concentrically, when you're contracting them, they're going to bring those 2 points closer together. As you're going through an eccentric, as they're controlling you going through the eccentric, and as they're lengthening, those 2 points are going to get further apart. So as far as your options for training six-pack abs, that's pretty much it. You can take these points as far away as they can go until they're fully lengthened and you run out of range of motion, and you can pull them all the way together until they're as close as you can get and they are fully contracted. That's it. There's really nothing else in between. So this is what this picture is showing, is basically the full contractile range of your rectus abdominis. Here is where you'd be going basically back, extending and stretching through a crunch. That rectus abdominis fully lengthens. Your spine extends. This is kind of a neutralist position, and then as you go all the way through as far as you can concentrically contract them, your spine will flex. Those points will get shorter together. That rectus abdominis will get shorter, and that is pretty much the full contractile range. So, yes, there are a lot of exercises that do that, but realize, regardless of if you're doing more of a crunching motion, when you're doing a crunching motion, your pelvis is staying still, and you're using that kind of as the still part, and your rectus abdominis are pulling your ribs closer to your pelvis. When you do a reverse crunch, all you're doing is kind of this reverse action thing. You're keeping your ribs still, you're having your pelvis move, but at the end of the day, it's still just those same 2 points pulling together. So I'm going to give you the secret, what I think is my favorite ab exercise, just for the pure reason that it takes your abs to their full contractile range. You can load it very easily. It actually matches from an alignment and a profile standpoint. If you follow some of my other stuff, some of the main principles I like to listen to. And the nice part too is it involves one piece of equipment. It's super cheap. And then again, I'll give you just some very basic stuff about how you're going to basically progress that and train it the same as any other muscle group. Here's a little spoiler alert before I show it on an actual person, which I'm going to have Terrence demo, but it is an ab mat or an ab pad. If you guys want one of those, this would be a great time for me to have my own signature version that I try and sell you. Google, Amazon, 20 bucks, ab mat, ab pad. And you can see that this is a crunching motion, taking your abs through their full contractile range, extending the spine, flexing the spine, and that is that. All right, guys, so real simple stuff here, just so I can expand upon what you're going to see in my drawing. The whole point of the pad is so it allows you to fully stretch your rectus abdominis. So again, if you were flat on the ground, you could basically only take your spine into a neutral position where it's in a straight line. So the mat allows you to fully extend your spine and fully lengthen your rectus abdominis. So again, the only really advantage of this compared to a traditional crunch is that it allows more range of motion in that lengthened position. And again, the goal of pretty much any muscle group you're trying to train in your body should be taking it through its full contractile range under appropriate load and then just progressing it. So to connect the dots with my drawing, I'll have Terrence do a couple crunches here, and just imagine top of his pelvis, which I won't poke and make Terrence uncomfortable, is where the part one insertion of his abs are, and I'll poke up here, and basically the insertion is going to be up here by his ribs. So those 2 points are going to clearly pull closer together. So there's a fully stretched position, fully contracted position, and this is pretty much a full contractile range of his rectus abdominis. From there, the only secret, if there is a secret, is train it the same as every other muscle. If you want your abs to still be more visible once you're lean enough, train them using progressive overload. So again, you can start with body weight. Some people make the mistake training abs for whatever unknown reason where they think they should just do 1,200 reps with body weight. No, if you want them bigger, obviously progress to the point where you're training in that 8 to 12 rep range. If that's easy, then slowly start to add some weight. Hold a 5-pound plate on your chest, 10-pound, up to the point of however much weight you want to hold until your abs look the way that you want to look. And again, realize there's nothing else in between. You can't have site-specific fat loss from doing a billion crunches. Your body's basically going to lose fat in whichever order your hormones dictate, and it's pretty much individual from person to person. So if you still can't see them, lose some body fat. If you're extremely lean and they still don't kind of pop or have that separation that you want, make them bigger. There is no in between. And again, I love this piece because basically, again, it's 10, 20 bucks tops. Don't look at the exact brand I have because it couldn't matter less. It's just the cheapest one that I found on Amazon. And then again, the only thing you would need from there is going to have some weight to progress over time and train them same as any other muscle group as often as you can recover from them. So if you're training them relatively hard, relatively heavy, 2-3 working sets, then maybe train them every few days. Or if by preference you like training them maybe every other day or even every other day, then maybe only do 1 or 2 sets at a time and look at basically the total working volume you have over the course of a given week. As always, if you find this useful or helpful, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. And for anyone that you know that does not have a 6-pack abs, go ahead and share this with them and hopefully help them out.